Hey y'all, it's me again. Welcome back to the Direct Action Gaming channel for yet another, what I used to call them, Direct Action Gaming session. There you go. Boy, it's been a while since I announced it that way, didn't I? But hey, we're playing a game today. We're not painting, we are playing a game, and not just any game. It's this War of Mine. That's right. We are going to continue this War of Mine campaign that I started a while back. It has been a while, but I did not forget about it. I still have the save sheet, and we are going to continue. I made a slight mistake last time, and I did like one day without doing the event and some other stuff too. So that happened, but we're just going to pick up right where we left off according to the notes. So we are on technically day 3 now, I believe, either day 3 or day 4, but chapter 1 is almost done, and we do not have the objective completed just yet. The current objective is black market goods. We have 1 out of 5 points on that. I do have a plan for trying to finish it before the day is done. It will not be easy. We have 3 characters, and they are not in good condition. Most of them are not anyway. Our principal headmistress, Sveta, is about to die. She has 3 wounds, 3 out of 4 wounds. And if by the end of the day we do not have some bandages for Sveta, she is going to be in a really bad state. So again, I have a plan for what to do, but we will see what happens, because as I have learned by now, absolutely positively anything could happen in this game. And that is how some people describe it as well. It's not exactly a game that you want to play if you're if you only play games to get the high score and win all the time. Because like, there's no guarantee that you are going to quote-unquote win in this game. Lots of bad things happen. Some good things too, but lots of bad things that you more often than not cannot control for. So without further ado, let's get started. I am going to flip this camera around. I'm trying to get in the habit real quick before we do that. I'm going to do the channel plugs before we get the action going. 2 of the channel plugs, I should say. Things to do with the direct channel. Anyway, Ko-fi and Blue Sky. Both of those links will be in the description. I just want to mention that before we get started, because it would be nice if people check that stuff out. I do have a donation site, Ko-fi. If you would like to throw me a few bucks because you like what I'm doing here with the channel, that would be great. To help me buy more paint, more games, better recording and audio equipment for making cooler stuff. That'd be awesome. So yeah, if you are feeling generous and you like what I do here, just go over to Ko-fi, throw me a few bucks. Blue Sky. What do I put on my Blue Sky? Well, let's check that out, shall we? Let's look at the board. Perfect segue. That's one thing about doing it like this now. Douche. All right, so here's the board. Here is Harry just chilling out in what is supposed to be the garbage box where we throw things that get removed from the game. Harry is not garbage, though. He's my best friend ever, and he is just really comfortable in this box, so I'm not gonna move him. But hey, you will see Harry and the models that I paint up on my Blue Sky. So all the little things that I paint eventually end up on Blue Sky, and I put cute pictures of Harry up there as well. So that's usually what's up on my Blue Sky. You can check that out if you want to. So let's get started, shall we? I'm gonna pause this, set up the camera, and then we will get going. All right, so there you go. Y'all have a good bird's eye view of the table here. we're going to try to get us another day done. And hopefully we survive the day. But who the heck knows? Like I said, our characters are not in good condition. And because of that, there's only 2 actions that we're going to be able to do in the day action phase. But before we do the day action phase, we have to do the morning phase. That is the first thing that you always do every day when you're playing this War of Mine. So that means you draw an event card, which is airdrop. If no character went scavenging during the previous night, and that is the case because we literally, I think, could not scavenge since people were so tired. I needed to have 2 people sleeping and 1 person doing guard duty. So that's why Bruno and Savetta have 0 fatigue. They slept on the floor. Arica did guard duty. So that means, and the following add the following tokens to the storage. We get free stuff. We get some good stuff too. We get 2 canned food. That will come in handy. That's some food right on time. That will feed, that will get rid of Arica's hunger and Bruno's hunger, or Savetta's hunger, whoever we want to eat. Let's see. Oh gosh, 3 cigarettes and 1 meds. I like that. We've got plenty of cigarettes now. We do not have to worry very much at all about cigarettes. I say that, but who the heck knows what's going to happen? Meds. Okay, cool. So we get all that stuff. We add it to the storage. After you resolve this card, remove it from the game. Okay, it also said to add 3 to the cold space. So we're going to add 2, I believe. I think. Hold on a second. We have something special going on here. Insulation. Let me try to remind myself how the insulation works. 1534? Because I'm pretty sure insulation removes like 3 cold from the cold space every morning. 1534? It says if the insulation token is on the cold space, then at the end of the morning phase, discard 3 cold tokens. I'm going to take that to mean we don't add any cold tokens then, because this morning event card says to add 3, but insulation will get rid of 3. So since we already had 1 there, that just stays there, and we don't add 3. Simple as. Okay, so we have resolved the morning event. Airdrop is gone now, and the top one is Chapter 2. So I don't think I take that until the end of this day. That means we have 1 more day to try and get this black market goods objective completed. So now the day action phase has begun after resolving the morning's event. This means we have precisely 2 actions to do during the day phase. Because Savetta has 3 wounds, she can do nothing. She's just not doing very well at all. Bruno has 2 wounds, so he can do 1 thing. Arica is very tired. She's at fatigue 3, so she can also only do 1 thing. However, thanks to some of our narrative action cards, I think we can probably pull something off here. Because it's possible... Let's see. Okay, we have plenty of components, but almost no wood. So until we get some more wood in here, we probably aren't going to be able to build any more fittings. What I was kind of thinking about doing is getting rid of this rubble and picking this door and seeing what's in there. We should be able to manage that. So we probably should do that. Because we do have, let's see here, duty. It's a narrative action that will allow us to raise somebody's fatigue by 1, so probably Bruno, to automatically remove 1 rubble/rubble remnants card without losing an action. Yeah, it says remove the card. It doesn't say to, like, flip it over if it's rubble. We just get rid of it. Okay, so we're going to start by playing duty, and that means we have to increase Bruno's fatigue by 1, so he is at fatigue 1 now. And we do remove this rubble at the top of the shelter, so that is gone. We can then take Arika, and her action can be picking this lock, because we do have a lockpick, and technically I have a kick down the door narrative action as well, but I'm thinking about saving this for a time when we need to open a door but we don't have a lockpick. Although, I don't know, I could use it to open this other closed door. The only issue is it doesn't say without an action. So it might be that you can use a character with this card and it automatically then opens a door, but that costs an action. Anyway, we are going to have Arika pick this closed door. So we're going to pick it on 3 or more, but since it's Arika, we get to re-roll if she fails the first one. And we do get an 8, so it does get picked. So that means we have to get rid of this lockpick that she took up there with her. And we toss that. Then we see... Hey, we do get some wood from picking this lock. So that's something. We find some wood there. So that was the one thing that Arika was able to do. And I was kind of thinking we can have Bruno go up there and search that furniture and see what's inside of there. And that would be the only things that we could do during the day action phase. I am really hoping that we can get some food or some water, because we have no water, we have some food. This might not be great. We shall see. Bruno goes up here and he searches the furniture and finds some water. Cool. So we find 1 meds, 1 herb. I don't think we... Are there any more meds? Yes, there's 1 more meds. Herb? There has to be a herb in here somewhere. Here's the one. 1 meds, 1 herb, 1 mechanical part. Cool. We'll take that. 1 wood, so even more wood. And 2 water. Well, It looks like 2 people are eating and drinking, and 1 person is just not. Okay, so that was the day action phase. We got this stuff. Tossing that. I'm going to take all this stuff and put it back down in the storage here. Okay, so we can put this wood with the components. Got grand total of 5 wood now. Got another mechanical part. Got an herb that we can turn into yet another cigarette. We have plenty of meds. That is good. I like that. Let's see. Alright, so that's what we got. Let's put everybody back here on the guard space. Okay, so after day action, you have to do the dusk phase. Open up the journal and make sure. Yup, dusk, so that means in dusk phase we gotta determine who eats and who drinks and who does not. I'm kind of thinking poor Savetta is too wounded to eat and or drink. I know that sounds bad. Of all the people that should be able to eat and drink, it should be Savetta. But I kind of want to prioritize Bruno and Arica here. So we're going to do that. We're going to say their hunger is gone for both of them, because they get to eat and they also get to drink, so we just don't have to roll for them, but we are going to have to roll for Savetta and increase her hunger since she didn't get to eat. So let's see what happens with poor Savetta. So first of all, we have to roll since she didn't get to drink. Okay, we get a 9, so I'm pretty sure that increases her misery. 1 to 5 hunger, 6 to 10 misery. Alright, so we have to increase Savetta's misery by 1, so her misery is now at 2. Alright. And we have to increase her hunger by 1 since she did not get to eat. So that's where Savetta is at right now. Okay, so that was the dusk phase. Got that finished. So now, time for the evening phase, and I kind of already know where everybody needs to be. Arica is going to sleep because her fatigue is at 3. So if she sleeps, we can reduce her fatigue down to 1. Sleeping on the floor will reduce your fatigue by 2. Okay. Hold the phone. Why does it say this? Oh, yeah, I get it. I was wondering why Bruno has 1 fatigue now. It's because we did the duty thing. Alright, so we increase Bruno's fatigue to 2 because we're going to have him scavenge, and we're also going to give 1 fatigue to Savetta because she is going to be on guard duty. Which sounds like a terrible idea because Savetta was supposedly too weak to even eat or drink, but we're going to leave her on guard duty? Yep, that's what we're doing. Great plan. Bruno scavenging. Okay. So what I was thinking of doing is taking both jewelries, and we might take 2 meds with us now as well, and 1 electrical part. So what this is going to do is make sure I have enough for a trade commission and plenty to trade with Thanks to Army deals, jewelry is 15 rather than just 10. I could take some cigarettes as well. I'm very tempted to. In fact, maybe we'll leave the electrical part back here and we'll take one cigarette, because each cigarette should be 6 now rather than just 1, thanks to Army deals. So, no, we'll take the electrical parts as well. We'll take all that. Bruno will take all that with him, and he can, because the electrical parts is the only thing that weighs him down. He has an inventory of 3. So, yeah. That's what Bruno is taking with him. That's where everybody is going to be. So we now begin the scavenging phase. Do we not? Evening. Yep. Scavenging. All right. So I already chose equipment. We need to choose. I already know the location too. He's going to go to the central square. That is where Bruno is going. So that means we do get 10 exploration cards. And I was thinking of trying to do the trade thing here in the central square to see if we could get some 100% alcohol to complete this objective, as well as maybe hopefully some bandages too for both Bruno and Savetta. That would be great. So let's try to do that. So we're going to start the scavenging. We take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we're lucky, Bruno might find some other stuff out there too. Who the heck knows? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Okay, so what we should be able to do is just right off the bat, I'll take 6 exploration cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Take 6 cards and put them back on top of the deck, and that means we can do the trade option now. So I've got to go to the Book of Scripts. 674. Where the heck is that? Here we go. Says the human shadows roaming around the center of the city gravitate to the market. It's at the market where a person can get nearly everything they need, even though what's available isn't of great quality and comes at an exorbitant price. Of course, trade there is all barter-based. The national currency lost its value a long time ago. You may buy any gray, green, and yellow tokens here. See Journal Trade Sheet. Trade Commission is 3. Okay. So it's almost like I looked at that beforehand. I did. I kind of cheated a little bit. That's why I'm bringing the electrical part. We can use the electrical part for the Trade Commission. And then that leaves us with 30, 40, 46. 46 that we can trade with. So what I was thinking of doing is getting 2 100% alcohols. Yep, we can get 2 of them. Right. And that's going to be 30. So we have to get rid of the jewelry to be able to afford that. Might as well just throw these in the box, considering we have used these for trading and we get this. So now we've got 26 left. And okay, so how about we get some bandages? We'll get 2 bandages. We'll just trade in the meds for the bandages because we know we need bandages. We still have meds and herbal meds back home. And herbs. We have an herb that we can turn into 1 more cigarette. Okay. All right, so Bruno, these are weighted, so he can take 2 of these. We still have this cigarette that would give us 6. So we could... Could get moonshine. I do want to get some coffee for Savetta. Coffee would be nice. We can get 2 coffees for 2. Raw food is 10. Could get some moonshine for 3 and maybe 1 more coffee, if there even is 1 more coffee in here. Which there is. Could get 1 moonshine and 3 coffees. Could. Or could get more chems. Yes. Getting a bunch of chems would probably be a great idea. Okay. And get all that for this cigarette. All right, that was the trade. Okay, so Bruno has all that stuff now. And I guess now we can also look at the next card that says Stairs Up. Okay, the safe way is to ditch 2 exploration cards when we only have 3, or we can raise the noise by 2 and roll for the noise, which would be a bit risky. I don't know if being risky with Bruno right now is a good idea. He has a bunch of really essential stuff that we just traded for, and he's already at 2 wounds. I don't want to risk him getting into a fight. So we're going to unfortunately have to do this the safe way. We're going to return 2 exploration cards so that we don't have to raise the noise by 2 and roll for the noise. So what does the last card say? It's a random thing. A random thing is going to occur. So, draw a card from the colors deck, then check the number with that card on the exploration chart on this location's card. Color is gray. Okay. So gray on the exploration chart is 508. Let's see what happens with 508. This is the last thing that's going to occur before scavenging is over. It says if you are in the central square, go to 1083. Okay, so I can go to 1083 since we are in the central square. 1083. Okay. So now it says, we reach for the door handle, but stop at the last moment. There's a dirty card on the door which reads, "Warning, this home is under quarantine." Is it true, or is it just a clever way to scare off unwanted visitors? Well, as we can see, there's three options. We can either take a big risk and go inside. We can say it's not worth the risk. Let's look for another way. We can't do that one. This is the last card. Or we can just dip and just say back to game. I think that's the one that we're going to have to do. Because again, we don't want to be risky here. We only have 2 meds back at home. So if Bruno gets sick on top of people being wounded, that's going to be an issue. So I think we're just going to dip. We're going to do that. Maybe some other time I'll find out what happens when you go in there, but this time I'm just not gonna risk it. I want to get all these goodies back. So if that's the end of scavenging, and it also says afterwards place this card under the current location card. Yeah, so this is gonna go underneath the central square. As long as the central square still exists there, that card is going to be out of rotation, more or less. Okay, so now we pull a Night Raid card and see what that is. And it's thugs with 4 damage, 4 wounds. Okay, let's see. Any 4 tokens / resources starting with tokens. Any 4 tokens. Okay. So we have to get rid of 4 tokens. Any one of them. Well, sort of. Okay, so here's what we can do. We can still roll the unarmed die to see if we can reduce damage at all. We can't. Got a miss on that. All right. So we can play close call. Play during the Night Raid phase. Ignore all wounds from 1 Night Raid card. So this does spare Civetta, but we still have this 4 damage to resolve, which means we have to remove 4 tokens from the storage phase, which is still going to hurt. So we played that. I think we can get rid of the books. So that's 2. Maybe we can get rid of chems. That's 3. And a shell. That's 4. All right, that's fine. We will get rid of these 3 things. This is what they took. Thankfully, we could do any tokens. Just 4 tokens. And that is 4 tokens. Cool. All right, so that's what happened in the Night Raid phase. Now at the end of that, let's see. Oh, also when it comes to choose findings, I think what we're going to do is Bruno's going to take all this stuff back, but since he has an inventory of 3, we're going to have him bring some water back with him as well. So, yes, he brings that back with him. Bruno comes back. We get all this stuff. Water over here. 100% alcohol. all the coffee, all the chems and bandages. Okay. All this stuff is back now. And we also need to do the crime wave, which means we put this final Night Raid card into that deck and this final Residence card into the Residence deck. Should be all cards in both of those decks now. And let's see here. Yep, Dawn Scavenging Party returns. And we're going to assign meds and bandages now, which means we assign bandages to Bruno and Savetta. Okay. Those are assigned, and now we draw a fate card. What does the top fate card say? Let's look at it together. Raise the wounds of all... Oh gosh, it's a good thing we found those bandages. So we don't need to raise that. We don't have any illness, so we don't need to worry about that. We discard med tokens. Okay, so that means Savetta and Bruno keep their bandages, but their wounds are not raised, but we don't lower them either. Let's see, if cold tokens equals 4 or more, yeah, it's at 1, we're good. Exchange the nearest small location. We have 2 mediums and a large. It says if there is none, exchange the nearest medium location, which would be the garage. So we get rid of the garage, and we put the city hospital down for the closest location. Okay, that is a place. All right. Weight tokens, we don't have any of those. Spirit A on all character cards. So on Savetta, if any character in the group is hungry, level 3, raise Savetta's misery by 1. Okay, nobody has hunger level 3, so we're good on that. Bruno, yeah, A is the same thing for both Bruno and Arca. They've got their cigarette habit. Thankfully, we have plenty of cigarettes, or at least we have 3 of them anyway. So we can remove these 2 cigarettes and not take a misery hit there. All right. After this, shuffle that back into... Yep. Shuffle both of these cards back into their decks. So Fate gets shuffled back into this Fate deck, and the Thugs card gets shuffled back into the Night Raids deck someplace. Okay. And the same thing with this. Shuffle the Exploration deck. Okay. And also, before we really end the day, we also need to ditch these 200% alcohols. And that will give us the 4 points we need to get up to 5. And that means we have completed this objective, and the reward is favor. You may perform a trade to exchange tokens from the storage for any other tokens. Trade commission is 0. Okay. What do we desperately need? I almost don't want to trade anything, though. I mean, sure, we have these weapon parts. I kind of want to hang on to those. About to say we could trade one coffee for one cigarette, but currently cigarettes cost 6 rather than 1, so can't do that. What do we trade? You can always just say no, but this is just so tempting though. Much for a hatchet is 12. Hatchet is 12. A knife is 8. We could also get a broken pistol and 1 ammo for 8. Could trade meds because we have herbal meds. What could we get for 10? We could get a guitar for 10. Can anybody play a guitar? Yes. Ooh, we should trade for a guitar. Okay, we're doing that. That's what we're doing. We're getting rid of meds, and we're getting the guitar. Cool. So we now have a guitar in storage, and that means every now and again, possibly, if Arica is still alive, she might play it to lower one character's misery by 1. All right, that's a fair trade. That was the reward that we got. So I guess we're going to get rid of black market goods now. Let's read what the chapter 2 thing says. You have just finished the first chapter of the campaign. Add the Night Raid and Resident cards that have not been used. We already did that. Then resolve the top objective card. See the reward if you meet the conditions. We did. We got a thing. And remove it from the game. Okay. May save the game now or start the second chapter immediately by drawing the top event to begin a new day. After resolve this card, remove it from the game. All right. So we're tossing out both of those. And I guess that is the first chapter over. And we're just going to call it right here then. Yeah. We'll call it right here, and then I will do another video for the next day. That's how that will work. Okay. Hold the phone. Ooh, okay. Well, there we go. We have finished the next day. Nobody died. We finished the first chapter, actually. Still, nobody is dead yet. We even got a guitar. How about that? That's pretty cool. We still definitely need to improve our situation quite a bit, but thanks to all those chems that I got, we can eventually use that with some water, which is a very precious resource. But if we can get a rainwater collector, we don't have to worry about water quite as much. If you combine chems and water with an herbal garden, you can grow a bunch of herbs. With those herbs, we can also roll cigarettes, which is definitely something we're going to need for Bruno and Arica. We also need food and all kinds of other stuff, so a weapon would be great too. Boards for the holes. There's just so much. But hey, chapter 1 is done and we're still alive, so that's where we're at. So I guess we're going to see what happens in the next day at the beginning of chapter 2. And before we go, I'm going to plug some of the other things in the description that don't have anything to do with the channel, technically. But they are things that I like to talk about every single time. I am a DSA member and or Democratic Socialists of America. If you are a left-leaning person in this country and you are concerned about the way things are going, you should consider looking at the DSA. You should consider joining the DSA. So I can tell you, friends, in my opinion, capitalism is done. Okay, there's no denying it anymore, if you ask me. This system is no longer fit for purpose. People have been pointing this out for quite some time now. And I don't know how much worse things need to get overall before we can finally say we need a new system. And the Democratic Socialists of America are trying to do that. They're trying to build a real working class movement that will push for some radical positive change so that people can eat, people can go to the doctor, people can have housing, people don't have to worry as much about freezing to death in the winter or starving because they can't afford food. Okay? Check out the DSA. If nothing else, it's a great place to meet people. If you are a left-leaning person and you're not being as social as you would like to be, go to a DSA meeting. You will meet some people. All right? You'll find some people to hang out with. You'll find some stuff to do. Just go to a DSA meeting. You don't even have to join. Just go. You can go there. You can go to a general meeting. That's my experience. They do not pressure you to join. When it comes to paying dues, when you do join, they even have various tiers that you can take advantage of. So if you aren't that well off, you can do what I did and just take the working class tier, basically the cheapest one, because you don't have lots of money, right? But we got to pay our dues so the organization can continue to exist. That's DSA. Palestine is a thing too. We, in this country, we are funding a genocide with our tax dollars. I don't like that. You shouldn't like that either. We are funding a genocide with our tax dollars. That is yet another reason to join the DSA, by the way. DSA is very much pro-Palestine. It is opposed to the concept of Zionism. That is what that means, to be pro-Palestinian. It means you are opposed to Zionism. It does not mean you're an anti-Semite. I don't care what anybody has to say about this. All right? Supporting the Palestinian people means you are opposed to things like Zionism, apartheid, and genocide. That's what that means. It means you oppose colonialism. That's what that means. Are you not familiar with the term colonialism? Boy, you should look into it. It's kind of the thing that has shaped our world. It's one of the C words that we almost never talk about that has shaped this world as we know it. Hey, that's the other plugs. We're done with that. Getting close to 50 minutes now, I can see. Almost. Am I going to put out a video that's less than an hour? It looks like it. So I'm going to see y'all when I see ya. See you next time. If you're still with me, thanks for watching. Do all the YouTube things as well if you get the chance. Subscribe, like, comment. I would love to see some comments. That'd be cool. I swear, I've only seen like 1 or 2 really good comments so far. Really insightful comments. It'd be cool if I could see some good, insightful comments giving me some feedback about the stuff I'm trying to do here. So, hey, hope to hear from y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all when I see you. Take it easy. Take care of each other, y'all.